All right.
Hello mga katribo, you're watching a special episode of Pairfect, the daily Tribune lifestyle show that features top top figures in lifestyle. And I'm Dinah Ventura,
And I'm Vernon Velasco.
and we are here with our very special guest, Senator Loren Legarda.
Hi, Dinah and Vernon.
Good morning.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you for
Happy
joining
Easter.
us. Happy
Yeah.
Easter, yes.
Yep.
So our first question is, what's in your Easter egg?
Oh, I wish I still did Easter egg hunt. Those are the fond memories. But really, ako simple lang eh. I want to take care of the environment and ensure that everybody has food on the table. We can grow our own food. When you say what's in my Easter egg, it's really my Easter wishes.
Yes.
Yeah. And that everybody will have food on their table. And people should take care of the immediate environment
Yes.
and to grow gulay.
Even in the city, right?
Yes, vertical gardening.
Yeah.
To collect water whenever there's rain, which is bihira ngayon dahil
Yeah.
El Nino. And the day-to-day kind of life should be sustainable.
Yes.
And I really, zero waste lifestyle. Yeah. So maybe that's my bucket list for Easter.
Okay.
Na talagang I tick off everything and I try to walk my talk, not just as an Easter bucket list, but every day. And I try to share that with my staff, with my colleagues in the Senate, with people I interact with.
Okay. Speaking of food, I hear that you're into restaurants. You have interests in restaurants. How are you?
Not really. I just grow my own food. I just like to plant. Gustong-gusto kong magtanim. Gustong-gusto kong gumawa ng sarili kong abono or organic compost. I like doing sustainable things.
Okay.
I like to eat, but I like to support, let's say, the slow
Yes.
food movement.
Yeah.
Micro enterprises. I'm not into flashy or big things. Not fans of big glamorous outlets or hotels. I like to discover holes in the wall, so to speak, or little restaurants,
Yeah.
especially if they are either organic or slow food in
Yeah,
nature.
because that's healthier.
Yes.
and
Is
good
it
for the
really-
environment.
Yes.
Is it really possible to live a zero waste life? Like, waste actually have ways to sneak up on us. Yeah.
It's possible. First, segregate waste at source, recycle, compost. Second, refuse waste, meaning refuse
Refuse.
unnecessary items like single-use plastics. Number two, recycle and reuse. So when you do that, you can limit your waste and maybe aspire for zero waste. And if you can't, at least 50%, at least 70, 80%. But if you put your waste together, everything will be waste. Right?
When have you started that crusade po?
Since I can remember, even before it became a fad or a byword. Remember, I authored the law in 1998. How old were you then? Right?
Yeah.
Not yet born?
I was born, yeah.
Yeah, I wrote it in 98. It was enacted into law 201. And even before, long before the pandemic, when everybody became a plantita or a plantito and everybody tried to grow their own food, I've been growing my own food for a long, long time, and I share it with my staff and with my helpers, with our neighbors, by growing vegetables in my own backyard and in my little farm. So I really aspire to live sustainably.
So, what do you think is the role of women in pushing for that kind of mindset or lifestyle?
Kasi tayong mga kababaihan, we are natural caregivers. We care so much about our families, our loved ones, our community, about nature, about the environment. So it comes naturally for a woman to care about the earth, about the food that she eats, that she gives her children, the food that we eat must not be full of chemicals or artificial things, right?
So it's really the woman who will
Prepare.
spread that kind of
Oo.
education on everyone, di ba?
Yeah.
Because at this point, do you think that Filipinos are already on their way to living a sustainable lifestyle?
There's a big change and improvement, but I think there's much room to improve as well. And you can also reduce your expenses when you aspire for zero waste. When you grow your own food, like I don't buy vegetables.
Yeah.
And I only buy necessities or essentials in a grocery dahil I don't need much. Then I also buy local. The things that I wear, like my shoes from
Yeah, I
Negros
noticed that.
and my bag from the Bukidnon, the mountains of Bukidnon, or this
Your
is
top.
hand woven by the barangay weavers in Antique. So I give them livelihood by wearing and espousing sustainable clothing.
Yes.
So whether in the food I eat or in the things I wear, it's sustainable. So slow fashion, slow food.
Ma'am, is that even sustainable you live in a city, correct? In a city where everything goes vertical. Like, yeah, you can grow your own garden in a condominium, but not as much as when you are in a farm.
Yes. Yes. Of course, depende yan, no? It can apply for anyone, but depend, if you have a bigger space in the provinces, then you can grow your own food and share more. But if you live in cramped city spaces, it's limited. So obviously you'll have to buy food, but it's not just about food. It's even waste segregation. It's even,
Important.
when I say a slow living, it's really not consuming too much, which is unnecessary. Because we generate so much waste.
Yeah.
We're a consumerist society. Bili ng bili ng bili, hindi kailangan, nagiging waste.
Do you have a personal MRF?
Personal,
MRF.
what's an MRF?
Like waste recycling
MRF,
facility.
Material Recovery Facility.
Yes, po.
Oh yes, I do.
Wow.
And it's simple. It's made of bamboo.
Wow,
Or recycled
yeah.
wood. And one says recyclables. Botella, plastic. The other says let's see, paper and karton. The other one says residual, latak. MRF, Material Recovery Facility. That's part of my law, the Ecological Solid Waste Management Law.
Isn't your life, ma'am, a rather boring life for...
No, it's so interesting. Yeah, it's so interesting because it's slow fashion, slow food, slow living in a fast-paced life.
Yeah.
So it's a slow, that's my advocacy, but it's really a fast-paced life, and I try to influence my colleagues and my staff, young as they are. They're half my age. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking that this is Easter week. So what would be your advice to women
Yeah.
on handling the lows in their lives?
Handling which?
The
Lows.
lows.
The lows,
Lows.
the lows.
Oh, okay. Obviously,
opposed to
life
that.
is not about.
Yeah.
We won't always be up there. It's not. It's full of pitfalls and challenges and problems. But let's look at the light at the end of a tunnel. Let's look at sunlight gleaming from the nimbus clouds that we see.
Silver linings.
Let's see the silver lining. Let's see. Let's find hope in everything we do, and every bud becomes a flower. What was it when I read in grade school? In our lives, some rain must fall.
Yes.
Yeah. There was a song, in every life, some rain must fall, so lift your face to the rain. So,
Yes. Don't hide from it. Just embrace it.
yeah, embrace it.
From personal experience, how did you get over those lows in your life?
I've undergone so much and continue to undergo. Every day is a
Yeah.
challenge. No life is perfect, and my life is like my blouse. It's checkered, right? And life is not black and white. But we should just be grateful. We're grateful that we're alive. We're grateful we have a job. We're grateful that we're able to help people. We're grateful that God has blessed us with so much,
Yeah.
more than we ever expected or even bargained for in our life. So we should look at life with a positive outlook.
Right.
Yeah, far from perfect, but who's perfect,
Right.
right?
So just
When you
change.
see a child with no feet or no legs, so what it makes you think, why do you need a dozen slippers or sandals, right? When you see a person who is blind, why do you need more than one pair of sunglasses, right?
Tama.
Yeah. So always try to look at
The bright side.
the bright side of life.
Yeah.
Yes, and be grateful. Have a grateful heart.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, you said you don't want to be stressed anymore, but how do you avoid that with your life?
Stress is my middle name, and stress is part of my life every day because things don't always come up to how you planned it to be. So again,
Rarely.
it's all of attitude. It's attitude. Then you learn to adjust. It's easier said than done.
Yeah.
And of course, you get upset, you get impatient, you get anxious. But then again, attitude. Isang hinga.
Yeah.
Di ba? I wish I could be like that. It's easier said than done, as I said. Yeah.
I agree.
Ma'am, you live in a very sustainable space where, you know, green sprouts every which way. When somebody comes into your house, a guest, what's the first thing that he notices?
Oh, maybe some textiles, local textiles, whether from the Cordillera or Mindanao or Panay, because I love to have my textiles either wrapped around my body or in a sofa or a chair, or just even if you see my office, the textiles are hanging from the ceiling, right? And they would see greens, plants, because the plants emit oxygen, and I always want to be surrounded by plants. So it's actually very, very simple.
What's your idea of vacation?
Vacation, fresh air, greens and trees, sea, either sea, lake, river. So water and greens. I
Perfect.
would not like a vacation in a city. I don't like noise, I don't like traffic, I don't like cement, I don't like buildings, I don't like, cold air condition. I like fresh air.
Okay.
So, probinsya,
Nature.
rural, nature.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's your
and
comfort?
silence.
What's your comfort food?
Oh, pakbet, sarap.
Pakbet, we like.
Oo, diningding kasi Ilocana nanay ko eh.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, my yaya took care of me from birth. She's now 90. My mama passed away in 96, but my nanay, thank you Lord, is still with us and she's Ilocana. Sarap, pakbet. Favorite, anytime, pakbet.
Do you eat
Ma'am,
meat?
zero waste sustainable. I mean, how far are you willing to integrate it into your life?
Oh,
I
to the
mean,
max.
how do you, let's say, knock on wood, when you're buried, di ba, parang it's not sustainable naman yung materials in a...
Oh yeah. Oh, never thought about that. Maybe scatter me in some park or in the sea or river. Never thought about that, right? Okay. After this interview, I will write my will on how my ashes will be scattered. You reminded me of my mortality.
Yes. Beautiful.
Well, let me ask you something that I think a lot of us want to know about. We go back to that time when you were during the vice presidential race.
that
when
was
you
so
lost.
long ago.
Yeah,
You
I know
still
it's
remember?
been 20 years ago, I
Yeah,
think.
20 years ago.
Yeah,
Do you
but-
still remember
But
that? Were you born then?
You
Okay.
stood
20
up
years ago.
from that
Yeah.
and,
You know,
moved on. How
life
did you do
is all
that?
about triumphs and challenges and disappointments. And as I said, you just have to adjust and swallow it all and be grateful for what was given you. And if it's not given to you at that time, it's not for you.
Okay.
And if it's not given to you ever, it's never been for you. So you just have to accept it and move
on.
forward, move on. Never cry over spilt milk, even if you do for a few seconds, or minutes, or days. Again, look at the glass half full rather than half empty. So if I lost that, but I won some. So
Okay.
thank you, Lord. Ganun lang ang attitude eh, right?
Yes, that's good advice for
Ma'am,
a lot of people.
your crusade is to save the planet, you know, save the whales, save the snails, save the
Save
sorry,
trees,
save the trees. Yeah, save the trees. I mean, a lot of people depart from this world just leaving styrofoam, plastics. But
Yeah.
you, what legacy are you?
I want to leave this earth, this world, this life in a better way than when I found it.
Yes.
In every way that I know. I want to leave it in a better way, in a better state than when I found it.
Very nice. Yes. And that means lots and lots of trees
Yes.
planted
Yes.
and arts and culture pushed.
Yes.
Yeah, and you've helped a lot of lives
Yes,
with livelihoods.
To transform lives, to really teach and mentor, to be able to give help to people, whether it's in education or healthcare or mentoring them, just to make people better, to make life better.
Okay.
Yes.
You've authored so many pioneering bills and that became laws. Where are you now? What are other
much
things
to
that
do.
you?
Marami pa. Ang dami ko na
I'm
nagawa,
sure
pero
it's like
it's a
filling up-
fresh term. It's a fresh term. It's
So-
my 4th term, but it's a fresh term because
Yeah.
I was elected again, and that's for 2 terms.
Yeah. So anything-
so much to do. Proud of my environmental and climate
Yeah.
and pro-women education legislation, but there's much more to do. And seeing to it that my laws are funded and implemented, that's very important. And to
Ma'am-
see the impact, to measure the impact
Yeah.
of my laws on our public, on the people.
The best.
You're as eloquent as ever. You are as fiery as ever, ma'am.
Thank you.
As when I
So the fire
first saw you. The
is
fire is in
still
there.
there.
Yeah. President Loren Legarda, perhaps.
Oh, that's something that only destiny can dictate, that only time will tell. I would have answered you, no way, because I've lost all ambition. But then again, you'll never know.
How would you help that destiny?
What?
How would you help that destiny?
Oh no, I won't help it because I don't aspire for it. Yes. I am always tempted to tell you, no way, it won't happen. And I know it won't happen because I don't aspire for it, I don't plan for it. I'm happy in the Senate. But then again,
Who knows?
destiny is something, the future is something
Yes.
we don't see in a crystal ball.
Yes.
Okay. So wow, thank you very much. You're always
you,
very
Thank you,
inspiring
Dinah.
to talk to.
Very,
Salamat,
very.
Dinah, and
thank you.
Vernon, salamat. Isang lunti ang Pilipinas sa ating lahat.
Thank you
Hindi,
very
ano.
much, everyone, for watching. This has been Pairfect. I'm Dinah Ventura.
I'm Vernon Velasco, and this is Perfect.
Pairfect.
And this break is brought to you by Angkas, Beat the Traffic, Bayad Center, Hashtag Bigger Better Younger Bayad, and you can buy it all. Globe, atin ang mundo. Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Smart, live more today. Union Bank, it starts with you.
Infuse yourself with the knowledge needed to hone your business skills. Business Sense, a show where we engage with entrepreneurs, startups, and MSMEs in meaningful discussions on business growth and current marketing trends. Airs every Monday, 10 a.m., only on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now on YouTube. Tune in to Daily Tribune's show aimed at addressing the needs and problems of our OFWs from different corners of the globe. Hear about their plights and success stories every Tuesday and Thursday, 3 p.m., only on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now on YouTube.
Straight Talk dives deep into present issues of leadership, politics, business, and more. Engage in insightful conversations with industry shakers, government leaders, and trailblazers every Wednesday at 10 a.m. only here on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now in YouTube.
Hello, everyone. You're watching Pairfect, the online show that takes you up close and personal with leading names in lifestyle. I am Dinah Ventura. Joining us today is a woman of style and substance. She's the woman behind the man, Union Bank President Aileen Bautista, but also the woman at the forefront, in her own right, on her own terms. Welcome, Miss Aileen Bautista.
Hello, Dina.
Oh, diba? You
Oh,
look
di-
so youthful. It looks so different from when I first met you at Salcedo Auctions.
Yeah, because that was a
Yes.
unique event
Uh-huh.
that you have to have a unique
Look?
Look?
Yeah, oo nga. What were you
Yeah.
wearing then?
Oh, I was wearing, I think, the royal blue
Mm-hmm.
with the cape.
Oo.
And it was, the dress was modern,
Mm-hmm.
but I chose to, put the accessories or join the excavated accessories with it.
Oh,
So you can
excavated.
show that the excavated jewelry
Oo.
cannot only be worn sa mga ano natin,
Sa mga
through
traditional.
Filipiniana or traditional,
Oo.
ano.
Oo nga, no?
Yeah.
Na-showcase mo yung excavated jewelry in a modern
Correct.
uh, backdrop of a
Yes,
dress.
yes, yes. And
Okay,
even if you're just wearing like that, the
Mm-mm.
jeans, the pants, or whatever, you can have the earrings excavated, or, but small lang naman.
Well, of course, they don't know what we're talking about. What do you mean by excavated jewelry?
Oh, okay. The excavated jewelry.
Baka may pictures ka dyan.
Yeah, I have it here.
Okay.
Okay. So, it's a sample. This is one of the sample. This one.
Pieces. Okay. Oh, yan. So
Okay.
it's
See, I know also how to present. Like
it's
that. Put it there.
gold and very chunky and intricate design pieces.
And it was designed by our early ancestors, even before the Spanish came. And the excavated jewelry was made by our ancestors, all Filipino made, and it was often associated with excavated ceramics.
Okay, so those
Okay.
were found
Yes,
as treasure, no?
correct. Yes,
Right.
and my husband
Oh.
was in ceramics during the 80s.
He was what? Collecting them?
Yes, and he was the president of Philippine Ceramic Society, Edwin,
I see.
during the 80s. That was
Okay.
his first collection.
Okay.
So, yeah, he witnessed those the golds inside,
Talaga.
the ceramics, the
Oo.
vases, and everything.
Okay, so I think not a lot of people know that Mr. and Mrs. Bautista are collectors of art. So,
Yeah.
and maps, di ba?
Yeah. So,
All sorts of things.
all sorts of things as long as it is Filipino.
Okay, so tell us about your collections.
Okay. As I've said, my husband started in Philippine ceramics, ceramics, okay, black and white. Blue and white ceramics, sorry, not black and white. And then, after that, he went to swords, Philippine swords. Okay, and then after that, he went to mops. After that, he went to big Santos, wood, okay, furnitures. And then, me, I started actually my collection not with those excavated or Hispanic or pre-Hispanic jewelry. I started with Art Deco, European,
Paintings?
no, jewelry.
Jewelry.
So
I
that's
see.
why whenever we go out of the country, I usually go to the, what do you call this? The vintage shops,
Okay.
vintage store,
Antique
vintage
stores.
antique stores. Oo. But then when I found out na the design of our ancestors during those times, even before the Spanish came, it was terribly amazing. So I stopped and then I said to Edwin, I will start collecting also. And then, one time, I think that was, 2010. Kasi di ba the wife lagi nagagalit. Ang daming
Yeah.
dumarating sa bahay na naman ng mga biniling antiques or
Oh,
whatever.
yun na nga eh, tatanungin kita about that eh. So,
Oo.
parang, you collect so many things. Where do you put it? What is your reaction to all those things?
Si Edwin, tinatago niya yan. Kasi, sasabihin ko na naman, saan na naman, where are we going to put it? There's no space anymore. I can barely walk in the sala. I can barely walk in, so, okay, so one time, he went to, he's going to Lao Center, kay Tita Kit Rojas. Okay, and then I said, meron na naman tong transaction, may bibili na naman to. So I went along, I tagged along. And that's where I first saw the Hispanic jewelry. And I fell in love with it. And then I told Edwin, that's what I want to collect.
Collect. Okay.
And then he said, naku, mas mahal yung gusto mo. Sabi ko, akong bahala. So, basta bahala ka sa collection mo. Okay, then finally, we agreed. Sige, bahala ka, bahala ako. And then, at least he was happy. No one is nagging him anymore about his collection. He doesn't need to hide it.
Kasi, so what year did you start collecting jewelry?
The Art Deco, siguro mga late 90s, from, the European, Edwardian, Victorian.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh.
But the Hispanic, pre-Hispanic, Philippine gold jewelry, I started it way back 2010.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, your collection must have a lot of pieces by now.
Baka maano tayo.
Give us a ballpark figure. Maybe
Well,
50?
funny, the numbers,
numbers or
siguro mga, sige na lang, 50 plus. Oo, yan na lang. Ganun. Okay.
okay, and some of them you actually already exhibited, right?
Yes, in
Oo.
Salcedo.
Oo.
We had it last August, during my birthday, the first night, August 31st.
Okay.
I told Richie, sabi ko, I have an idea. Why don't we exhibit my collections? Sabi ko, yeah, and then ganyan. And then, Edwin, ayun. So, he got interested. He said, okay, I also have an idea. I'm going to exhibit also my collections.
Okay.
So,
At least, di ba, you get to share all these things.
yeah, we collaborate.
Oo.
And, at the end of the day, we collaborated on those things. And then we had so much fun, doing it and sharing it at the same time.
Kasi people get to appreciate all the things you
Yes.
gathered. all
And
these
Luis
years.
nga was telling me, you're so brave in,
Tama siya.
you're so brave in exhibiting those things.
Yeah, because those are valuable.
Yes,
treasures,
yes. But I said, we have nothing to hide because it was through our blood, sweat, and tears, the things that we paid for.
Oo nga. Well, kasi, what is it about collecting that makes you happy?
It's a disease. Whatever
Ganon.
it is that you collect.
It's an addiction.
Whatever it is that you collect, whether it's bags, it's clothes, it's shoes, it's sound system, it's whatever. Yung umpisa talaga hindi ko maintindihan eh. And then, one of those talagang collector sa pinaka-collector talaga to. And then, I talked to him during our exhibit. He was well known in the collecting, So, sabi ko,
Circles.
ano ba talaga? Bakit ba kayo hindi na kayo matigil-tigil? Sabi niya, anong kayo tayo? Sabi niya, because it's a disease.
Oo,
And
yan
there's
yung
no
sabi.
cure for that. Sabi ko, nga, no, it's a disease. My gosh. Can we have like, pwede ba tayong mag-Saynor dyan? Or mag-Lexaproman lang? Whatever it is.
Walang gamot.
Wala.
Okay,
Oo.
pero of course, it fulfills you,
It
right?
fulfills us at the same time, because the more you collect, the more information that you needed to know about it.
Oh, so parang you learn
And
also.
then you collect again. And then there's something new, that discovery that you get to find out. And then it's not enough. Then you will get again. Then you say, oh wow, this one, it's so different. How come? Then you get also the same one. And it never ends.
It goes on and on.
Oo. Yeah.
Okay, pero of course, collecting is only one part of your life.
Yes.
You also teach, you told
Yeah.
me. Okay, tell us about the other things that you do aside from collecting.
Okay, so I have been teaching since 2012. Part-time.
Okay, in what school?
Well, in St. Benilde, St. Benilde and Asia Pacific College.
Okay.
But now I'm focusing in St. Benilde.
Subject.
Business, but I am focusing more on marketing management, sales management, corporate leadership, okay, retail management, consumer behavior.
Okay.
Name it, yeah.
Lahat mga mga specialties.
Yes, and I was so lucky that before I went into teaching, I had the industry practice. Because I was at the age of 28, I was like heading a division that handles the corporate sales of a big insurance company here in the Philippines. So
How long were you in that company?
7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And after that,
After that, I was pregnant with our youngest.
first.
No, youngest, Nacho.
Ah, yeah, nacho. Okay.
Oo. So I said, nothing to do. I'm going to finish my masteral degree because
Okay.
I wanted to teach. Kasi nung bata pa lang ako, alam ko na what I wanted eh.
Which was?
Teaching.
Talagang yun ang dream mo.
That's why even when I started working, I went into marketing and sales because I know that even if I'm not teaching the kids or whatever, I'm going to give trainings every now and then to the marketing people, sales people. Okay, so
Oh, that's
yeah.
really your forte. I can see that because your energy is so...
Sobrang nga minsan that they felt na, Ma'am, galit ka ba? No, hindi, I'm not galit. I'm just,
No, it's good
Empathic.
kasi you uplift the energy of people around
yeah,
you.
Yeah,
Oo.
That's why my students always, they always say, they always look forward to coming to my class.
Oo.
And they're so excited. Okay, so
Masaya.
Oh, yeah, correct. Yun nga, masaya at the same time, talagang it has, nai-imbibe nila. Oo. Kasi pati raw yung boses ko, even after they go home, narinig pa rin nila.
Oh, that's a compliment. Diba?
But sa husband ko, hindi yata. Paminsan, it depends.
Oo nga. So, sige, let's talk more about your family
Yes.
after a short break.
Okay.
And this break is brought to you by Angkas, Beat the Traffic, Bayad Center, Hashtag Bigger Better Younger Bayad, and you can buy it all. Globe, atin ang mundo. Meralco, ang liwanag ng bukas. SM, we've got it all for you. Smart, live more today. Union Bank,